Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Ask Coach Marie. I'm Marie O'Neill, founder of Padma Life Coaching, and your host on this series. This is a place where you ask a question, and I give my unique opinion as a life renewal coach, astrologer, and past life regression facilitator. Please know that I'm not a therapist, and I will never tell you what you must do. Each week on Fridays, a new video is released with me answering 2 questions from the viewers. In addition to those 2 questions, I talk about various other life renewal topics. If you're new here to this channel, please be sure to like and subscribe. It really does help with the algorithms. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the questions for this week. All right. Our first question comes from Simone, who is in Nashville, Tennessee. Simone says, I'm juggling a demanding job, family, responsibilities, and trying to launch a side project. I feel completely burned out and exhausted all the time. How can I recharge when it feels like I have zero margin? That's a really good question, Simone. A lot of people are really on overload right now. Thank you for asking this question. When you're on overload and you have zero margin, you still have to find, if nothing else, 5 minutes to do a little bit of deep breathing. Well, even if you can take 60 seconds to do a bit of deep breathing where you actually just stop wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whether it's dishes, whether it's cleaning, whether it's working, whatever it is, stop and feel yourself be grounded in the earth. You can feel your body being grounded into the energy of the earth, and have that energy come up through your body, and just feel yourself relaxing and breathing. Breathing normally, but with larger breaths. You want to breathe into your whole being is what you want to do. Feel the air and the breath going into your lungs, into your legs, your stomach. Feel it going everywhere. This is going to give you immediate relief. It's not going to be sustainable over a long period of time because you really do need downtime to completely relax. However, this is a good start. The other thing is, even at night after, the family has gone to bed, if you can spend at least 30 minutes on your own where you're not surfing the web, you're not cooking, you're not doing anything except enjoying your own company, that would be of benefit. One of the suggestions that I heard Mary Kay give, and Mary Kay was the owner of Mary Kay Cosmetics. She since crossed over, and I watched a documentary with her years ago. And what she did, because she had a family and a thriving business, I believe she got up 2 hours early in the morning to have time to go through email, to do her makeup, to just be with herself. She took time to herself early in the morning. You have to take time for yourself, whether it's early in the morning or at night. You've got to find at least a half hour, and preferably an hour, where you are just on your own. Another thing you can do is plan a trip, a day trip for yourself without the family, without, even going with friends would be preferable. Even if you go by yourself to the museum or doing something that you like to do, you might have to plan this out a week or so in advance, and having this on your schedule on a consistent basis, maybe once a month, you take a day that is just for you. And you have to plan it, and you also have to make sure that you make it a priority and not allow anything other than an emergency to hinder you from taking that day. These are some small ways that you can really help yourself with this. Sometimes even having a good conversation with a friend can be stress relieving and can help you with that. So please comment below and let me know how you're getting on. All right, our topic for today is preventing burnout, recognizing the signs and taking action. A lot of times we do have the signs of burnout before the burnout actually occurs. Once burnout happens, it takes a lot longer to build that energy back up within you because you're completely drained. And sometimes you have to push through projects or life to get things done. That is understandable. At the same time, it's better if you can recognize the signs. When you can feel the exhaustion in your body, you know that you're on the way to burnout or you're already there. If you find that it's taking you longer to accomplish a goal or a project because you're making errors, then you know that it's better for you to have a time out. When you are going to have a timeout, it has to be literally that, a timeout, where you spend a day or a few hours just doing nothing, not answering the phone, not doing anything. Because, the longer you go or you push through burnout, the harder it's going to be for you to come back online, and you can do permanent damage to your adrenals, to your physical body. I always tell people the body will make you pay if you push it too far. You can have breaks and falls. You can come up with illnesses. There's all sorts of things that the body can do if you're pushing it too far. I have a friend of mine who used to tell her body to just suck it up and take it. And I gotta tell you, she's really dealing with some serious issues right now because she did that far too long. As I said, to recognize the signs, your body will tell you. I do know that if I push it too far, I actually start shaking. I'm not able to type. And that's when I know, oh, I've really gone too far and I have to stop and just be okay with not accomplishing as much as I want to accomplish in that day. The other thing that I find is when you do a timeout, even when you think that you're wasting time or when you think that you have these projects that you need to do and you want to push through, when you stop and you take the time to relax, when you go back to the project, you move through it quicker. Your efficiency increases. You have more energy. You're more alert. You're able to make better decisions. So it's really important that you take frequent breaks. And even during the day, when you're working hard, it's always a good idea to get up and move around at least every couple of hours and go get some water, go get some sun if you can. Just to be outside in the sun, soaking up that energy will help you. Paying attention to the body is going to be your biggest indicator. Your body will definitely tell you when you are pushing too far, and you do need to stop and assess and relax and then go back to working on the project. So I hope that helps you. Let's move on to the final question for today, which comes from Alex, who is in Omaha, Nebraska. Alex writes, I'm going through a tough personal time, but I find it incredibly hard to talk about my feelings or ask for support, even from close friends. I just keep it all inside. How can I start opening up more? This is a really good question. Thank you for asking it. One of the things you can do is write. Sit down with pen and paper and just write. And I'm not saying a typewriter, I've just dated myself. I'm not saying use a computer or your iPhone. I'm saying get a pen and paper and sit and write, because you've got to get out of the body what is causing you distress. You've got to get it out. And if you can write a letter to yourself, your higher self, to the divine, write a letter to whomever is bothering you or whatever is bothering you, just keep writing. That is going to help relieve some of the pressure of whatever it is you're dealing with, and having these issues bottled up inside, because they can make you ill and they can cause you lots of stress. And that's something you don't want. Another thing you can do is hire a life coach. If you hire a life coach, life coaches are here to listen, not judge, to be a peer and come up with solutions to your own issues. That's another way to do this. You do have to be very selective with who you talk to. And I'm talking about family and friends. If you want to open up, then you need to pick someone who you feel isn't going to judge you, because that's not something that is good. You want somebody who will listen with an open mind and maybe even not interject any comments until you're actually done. It takes building trust with someone to be able to open up. Regardless of if you're having an issue opening up or not, it's important to trust the person who you're going to talk to. As I said, my suggestion is to write it out. You can even talk about it into a recording and just delete the recording. You're talking to yourself or your higher mind, as I said, that works well. I've also heard about people going to talk therapy, and I have not had that experience. So I have no frame of reference as far as whether or not that works, but it is available to you. Whatever it is you're dealing with, it's stored in the body, so you've got to get it out of the body. That's number one. All right, please write me and let me know what you've decided to do. I hope that you take action soon. It's really important to get this out of your cells, out of your being. So let me know how you're getting on with that. We have come to the end of the session for today. Thank you very much for coming to my channel and watching this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. That will help the algorithms get the video out to a wide audience. If you'd like to learn more about me, please be sure to check out my book, And the Lotus Opened, a Memoir. You can find that on any of the online bookstores, such as Amazon and Barnes & Noble. In that book, I talk about the journey that I have traversed in my life to work through traumas, dramas, and everything in between. If you'd like to learn more about the services I offer or work with me, please go to my website, padmalifecoaching.com. You will see information on that site about astrology, past life regression, and life coaching. I talk about how I work with these particular modalities. All right, that is it for today. I look forward to seeing you back here again next week. Bye-bye.